Hi, it's Tom Heitz here in episode 5 of the Practice Gym, and really we're going to be talking about resilience today on this episode. And resilience comes in so many forms, and if people had to describe me, they would call me the JYD, and that's a junkyard dog. My wife over the weekend, she said, when you put your mind to something, you just go after it. And that's your natural way of being. And I had to agree, because so many times since I graduated college, there are times when I was less than that, less than resilient. And it's embarrassing to say, especially when I help so many people with this, and that's part of the Practice Gym modus operandi. You know, resiliency, resourcefulness, being repeatable, and just doing that over and over. And so for you, and what you want to consider is, take a look at your life and your personal and professional side, where you are resilient, where you are resourceful, and where you could be more resilient and more resourceful. And really it's about just doing things over and over again and keep going for different iterations. I mean, look at this video here. I have good lighting, but you know, I've got things that look like I got something coming out of my head here, and it's not perfect. But see, that's the thing. I want to get out the message to you, and as time goes on, I'll become better. And I'm not going to let having the imperfect background stop me from delivering good information to you. So that's one thing. The other thing is on, let's take, for example, diet. A lot of people, you know, struggling with weight on the personal side. And so they've tried every kind of diet. They've went to every kind of support group. If they have or have not, they ought to consider that. But ultimately, it's like they give up. We give up too easily. And this is what happens a lot of times when we get older, is we give up too soon. So being resilient means that you have an intent, you have a plan, you take action on it, and then you review. Is it working or not? And when you get into that habit of doing that, you're going to be able to have more self-awareness, more self-resiliency, and this will all make sense for you, and it'll really work. So part of me being your trainer, your coach, your leader, and you being a leader, is to work on practicing these skills yourself, and that's of resiliency. There's going to be more on this as the podcast progresses, but for right now, I want you to take an inventory of where are you resilient in your life, personally and professionally, and where do you lack some resiliency in your life, both personally and professionally. One of the biggest things that you'll find working with me is you have to document things. You have to become aware of them. And many times writing them out, typing them out is the first step towards getting awareness so you can start progressing and improve. And even if it's things you're good at, get them out there. You have to run your life like a business, like you are the CEO of You Inc. Think about that. So Tom Heitz, any comments, any questions, feel free to respond here on the video on YouTube, in the newsletter, and look for the podcast to be coming up on iTunes and Stitcher for you Android users, and Google Play really soon. All right, have a wonderful day. This is your player coach, Tom Heitz. I'll see you next week in the Practice Gym.